All right, Sharon, good off FightHype.com. I'm here with Amador Mendez. How's it going, man?
I'm doing good, man.
Yeah. I'm sure it could be a little bit better. I know that you were supposed to make your debut on this card. Just a little bit a background of who you are and a little bit of your amateur backgrounds.
Yeah, I'm Amador Mendez from Austin, Texas. Unfortunately, I'm not fighting here, but I have 100 or so fights in the amateurs. I'm a Guatemalan national champion and an international contender.
Okay.
And I just sparred Ryan Garcia I was in his training camp for Oleksandr Gvozdyk.
Oh, okay.
And while I was back in Texas before this, I was sparring Shakur Stevenson.
Oh, nice. Well, first and foremost, before I get into those questions, because I'm going to be asking a lot of that, a little bit about yourself first. How old are you and what weight class are you in?
I'm 19. I would have been fighting at 135 on this card.
Okay, it makes sense then why you were sparring Ryan and Shakur and things like that. What made you get into boxing and just a little bit of your boxing style?
Yeah, I got into boxing because me and my dad, used to watch Rocky a lot growing up. And it just always intrigued me, man. I just always wanted to get in that ring. I was a very hyperactive kid, and this was an amazing outlet for me. My boxing style, I don't know, it's changed throughout the years. I've evolved, as you know, as many fighters do, but I would like to say I'm an aggressive counterpuncher.
Okay, all right. Now, obviously you got to work around Ryan Garcia. Yeah. Did you get to be around Frank Martin a little bit too?
Yeah, he was training there with me. I pictured with him and everything, man.
Like side by side, you guys talked and stuff like that?
Sir, he's real cool.
So you were around, did you know that he was about to fight Gervonta Davis at that time when he was training?
I don't think they really knew about it at that time, to be honest.
All right. So, firsthand, seeing how Frank was working, how do you think this fight with Gervonta Davis goes? Because, I'm sure you saw the weigh-in, right? The face-to-face was pretty heated. What's your thoughts?
Frank, I really like Frank. He's a real cool dude, but, I've seen some things. I've seen his style. I really like him. He's very good defensively. Thing is, while I was there, I seen him working with orthodoxies. So I couldn't really see how he does against another southpaw. I haven't seen how Tank does against another southpaw either. Yeah. But seeing Frank, everyone has flaws, right? But I think Tank's just more experienced, man. I think Tank leads you into traps, really. Like, he makes you feel like you're really in that fight, and then just with one punch, it just happens sometimes, So I think I got Tank for this fight, man, but I wish the best of luck to Frank. He's real cool.
Now, I have to ask, because you've been in a ring with Ryan, and I know Ryan and Tank already fought, but you got to spar the 140 version of Ryan Garcia. The Ryan Garcia that later went and beat Devin Haney. Gervonta said, hey, I'll go up to 140 to fight him. Do you think Ryan and Tank would be different?
I think Ryan at 147, man, I think that's going to be a different type of fight.
Oh, damn, you said 147?
140, he fights at 147?
Well, technically, yeah. He said he weighed at 143, so I guess he's not a 140 pounder.
Yeah. So whatever, at catch weight, not at 135 or whoever they fought at. Catch weight, Ryan, man, he looks so much more healthier against Devin compared to when he was with Tank. They've done side by sides. I think feeling that power of Ryan's, if he's patient enough and he really learned from it, I think it will be a totally different Ryan in that ring with Tank if that fight ever does happen again.
How would you, I know we're just sparring, but how would you rate his power, especially?
His power, man, is very explosive. He's a very explosive guy. I caught one of his left hands and it hurt me for a month after it. The last day I was sparring him. He hurt my wrist for a month after that. It's very explosive. It just is like that. And it's not just like raw, just power. It comes with the speed and it's just there. So that power is no joke, man. I see how he did that one punch knockout with that hook.
Now, what was it like working with Shakur Stevenson? The man is a defense genius.
Shakur, it's tactical. It's very tactical. You have to think with him. You can't just throw something and say fuck it. I just want, my bad if I can't cuss.
Oh, you're cool, man. You're good. You can say whatever you want.
I can't just say screw it. I'm going to just throw this to see what happens and leave myself open, because he's going to counter off of that. He's very tactical, very fast, of course. I unfortunately was losing weight for this fight, so I wasn't at my 100% due to weight-wise. He was a little heavier than me, but he's good, man. He's real good. He's nothing to be played around with.
No, I know some people have been very critical of his previous performance. I believe he was injured, similar like how Tank was injured in the Pitbull fight. It's just boxing, it happens, right? But when you sparred with Shakur,
I was going in here injured.
Oh yeah, oh
My
really?
right pink is a little injured. Right now.
You can't get too much. Every boxer's injured though, by all means, right? But would you say Shakur has respectable power? Because people have always said, you know, Tank's the power puncher, Ryan's the power puncher, but
I think to get to this level, you have to have somewhat of power. You know, people call Devin Haney pill pen. He has to have somewhat of power to be respected in that ring. If I go against someone I see they don't have any power, I'm not gonna respect them. They could be as fast as they want. I'm gonna throw them against those ropes and play with them. You know, so Shakur does have power. It hurt. It hurt. I could feel his punches. It hurt a little bit. It was something to be cautious against. You know, so Shakur does not have pillow hands. He's defensive because he's defensive. He doesn't like to get hit. He likes to get hit, you know?
Was he that hard to hit, like in sparring? Like, or I mean, you don't have to go into details, but just the defensive mind that people praise him.
He's defensive. I'll say that. He's defensive. I hit, you know, I can't get much into it, but he's defensive, man.
Okay.
He's very defensive.
Well, in a fantasy matchup, because they haven't happened, you know, I know Shakur and Ryan wanted to face each other. They did that Twitter space.
Yeah.
How do you think that goes? Do you think that would be?
Oh man, you putting me in a tough spot here.
Okay,
man.
all right. How about this? Let's remove that. Like, let's because you know you were. How about Shakur and Tank? Because
Shakur and Tank. I haven't been in there with Tank, man, but I'm a huge fan of Tank, man. I'm a huge fan of Tank. I appreciate Shakur for the work. Oh, we get some more, man. But Tank's pound for pound right now. He seems stronger, but Shakur's very fast. That's not something to be played with. He's not an average southpaw, but in that fantasy matchup, I got Tank.
You got Tank, and that's strictly based off power, or is it just because Tank has a lot of IQ as well?
Tank has a lot of IQ. You've seen him against Pitbull box. You've seen him against Rolly box. You know, but of course he has that one-punch knockout power that everyone loves about him. You know, so I think. You just can't count Tank out in any fight. So I think I got Tank in that fight.
And my last question on that topic, I know it's cliche, I know anyone can get knocked out, but the likelihood that a lot of people expect Tank to knock out Shakur, and Shakur, if you want, would be distance. But would you say it's a possibility that Shakur can knock out Tank if they fought?
If Tank's not careful, Shakur could definitely do some damage.
Yeah?
If Tank's not careful, anything could happen in boxing. One punch could end it all, but it is a possibility. I think Tank, though, just one-punch power, man. You never know. I hear it's not even power. I hear it's his accuracy.
Yeah. If
that is true, that's amazing on his part. Yeah, that's how it's over.
He does land clean. Well, my last set of questions is in regards of what's next for you and what can we expect?
Right now, just going back to the gym, you know. I trained out every day before this. I'm going to keep training. Just try to get the next match soon and try to get my debut out the way. And hopefully make big news after this, man.
Right. Where can they follow you on social media?
Amador_Mendez _blindsider on Instagram. And that's it, really. And Amador Mendez. Anything on that.
All right, awesome.